version of the Song of Ice and Klitz podcast. I'm currently in the office, so I can't speak too loud, but I'm hoping to kind of give you guys some Wednesday entertainment. I'm going to go through kind of, some current events, and then I'll go through each of our teams, kind of give my thoughts on who might win this league. Wink, wink, probably Brett. And then, you guys kind of let me know if you want me to do this again. Maybe I'll kind of send out a survey, kind of go through that next time. I've been doing this for my other league, and they seem to enjoy it, but this league seems to be dying faster than Mickey's pussy on her wedding night. So, without further ado, I know we got some kind of diversity in college football teams in this league. We have Penn State, obviously, with me and Brett, who've been looking great. Drew Aller seems to be the guy that we got him for. We got Wisco, who got smoked by Alabama, and I think they're looking a little bit up, but not too far up. And then we have, Brandon with Texas, who seems to be the best team in the country. I think they might win it all this year, but the playoff bracket might kind of shake it up. If Penn State gets a home game, it might be the best environment in sport, and then, who knows, maybe they can get rolling and give Texas a run for their money. Tennessee looks good. Nico Umalo, however you say his last name, looks great. I have Cam Ward. I have a big bet on Cam Ward to win Heisman. He looks fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of college football. To me, college football is more fun to watch than the NFL. The NFL seems to be kind of, for some reason, more of a chore. Maybe it's because my fantasy team fucking sucks. And that's kind of giving me a little more hesitation to be like, okay, this is fun. I've also been like 0-45 on bets on the NFL, but I'm like way up on college football, so that might be, college betting kind of takes the fun and gives the fun. But yeah, Eagles had a bad loss last week or 2 weeks ago, but last week had a good win. I think they'll be fine. I think that defensive line needs a little bit of help from Bryce Huff, but I think they'll be fine. I think Nick Sirianni's not the coach. I think Jalen Hurts is a little bit overrated and overpaid, although Matt Bute doesn't want to tell you so. And once they get everyone back, A.J. Brown, I think Devontae Smith's going to unscramble his brain, and Redacted is still one of the best running backs in the league, so I think they'll be fine. I think our division might be a little fucked with Jaden Daniels' resurgence, or surgence. He looks like he's already a top 10 quarterback in the league. That might be an overreaction after the last game, but if I have him, I'm going on fourth down every time. I'm like, he creates so many problems with his legs that like all the opposite team linebackers have to like worry about, and then Zach Ertz or whoever gets open right in the middle of the field, wide open. So that's gonna be a problem for our division for a while. And then the other problem is obviously Malik Neighbors. He's already a top 1 wide receiver in the league, which, it's never a bad thing that he's on the G-Men. I already have his jersey on the way. I don't have enough jerseys, so I'm happy that I already have another one coming in, to kind of showcase the boys whenever they're over. But yeah, I think our division's kind of looking up. G-Men's defensive front, the front five had like 7-8 sacks last game. Proud of my boys. Happy to see it. The Jets are looking good. I feel like all of our teams are kind of, the Giants aren't good, but I feel like they're all kind of have some bright spots. Alright, on to our fantasy teams, and I'll probably do it in order of top to bottom and not Brett's shitty rankings that gave an 0-3 team. Sorry, stop, but 0-3 teams, the second spot in the league is insane. But yeah, I'll start with Brett's fucking team. Nothing pisses me off more than him having the best team in the league, but you got to give respect where it's due. RBU is working magically. I mean, he has 3 of the top 5 running backs, right? James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon, redacted. Brandon Ayuk's a sore spot to see on the team, but Chris Godwin is like wide receiver 3. Rashee Rice is wide receiver 4, just do steals later in the draft. CJ Stroud's not that good. He just doesn't have that rushing upside. I mean, he's a great real life quarterback, but when you don't have that rushing upside, you kind of have to hope for touchdowns, and if you don't get those, then you get like a stinky week like last week. But yeah, I mean, his team's special. They just picked up Cole Kmet, who I guess from Brett's mouth is the best tight end to ever play the game. Tight ends this year are weird, so I'm sure he's happy to have him. But just because he has 2 tight ends, I don't get why he's calling himself tight end U. But no one really understands what's coming out of that guy's mouth. All right. Next, we got Doc Auto Draft, which honestly, next year I might just use this auto drafting feature and just kind of let it work magic on my team, because he's 3-0 and he's got some guys. I mean, he stole Neighbors from me, which was just so aggravating because I was about to take him, and then he auto drafted him, and now he's wide receiver 1. But yeah, I mean, he's wide receivers galore: CD, Devontae, Neighbors, Pittman, who sucks, but still. He doesn't have running backs, which is a little tough. So he might have to trade, Neighbors for a top running back or something like that. But I mean, this team's pretty good. Anthony Richardson has been too good, but he's got so much talent. You kind of understand that he's going to go for 25 to 30 at some point. Brian Robinson Jr. has been a great running back this year. I feel like he's averaging 14 a game. That's great. Tajay Spears shouldn't be starting on any lineups. So yeah, I mean, hit my line. I love Neighbors. He does have the lowest scoring in the league, and for some reason he's 3-0. So that's kind of dummy. Next we got Barnes Good knee, Jordan Arbasor, whose team is actually not good at all. I would even go to say is one of the worst in the league. But Lamar's been top 3 quarterback. Bijan obviously is great. Not too great though. He's only ranked 16th in running backs, so he'll probably start stepping it up. Najee Harris starting Zach Moss, Miles Sanders is just a brutal combination. I don't think Keenan Allen's going to be any good when he comes back either, because that rapport with Odunze just looks like it's getting better and better by the day. And Keenan Allen, I've had him before where, he said he's going to be back within 2 weeks and he was out for 12, so it's tough to see. Travis Kelce sucks. Mr. Pfizer sucks. Yeah, I don't think this team's any good, and I think they're going to probably lose their next 8. I'm not going to say this. Nijik was in Paris. I hope I said that right. I was able to kind of fleece him, which is just a happy sight to be able to fleece Matty B. Devontae Smith is great, but he's also got mush for brains now. I don't think that was a dirty hit. I'm just going to go out there and say it. Hot take. I think, go down. If you're a wide receiver and you can't get those extra yards, go down. Gesicki looks like a good tight end. Wan'Dale Robinson, he stole him from me. Piece of shit. I love Wan'Dale. Starting a Giant with all these Eagles is messed up. I think Darnell Mooney probably shouldn't be seeing starting lineups realistically, although he's had a couple of games. Amari Cooper also mush for brains now. Kyren Williams has been great, and Jalen Hurts is he does have A.J. Brown coming back, and the rest of this bench who are just straight up not trade assets like he wants you to think. But yeah, I feel like Brett has all the good players, and then everyone else is just kind of has put teams. Teej is next. Teej needs a quarterback. I think Baker had a good couple games to start the season, but I don't think he'll be up there. I think Jonathan Taylor is great. I think Rachaad White is the opposite of Jonathan Taylor, which is the burst and acceleration and also scoring touchdowns and also being a running back, a good running back at that. Jonathan Taylor has all that, where Rachaad White has none of that. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably the wide receiver 2 of this past draft. He's been amazing. Unfortunately, not as good as neighbors, but still very good. Brian Thomas Jr. is great. I just don't think Trevor Lawrence is any good, so I think that's kind of hurting him. Kyle Pitts, when is he ever going to be good again? DeAndre Swift sucks as well. I think both of them him and Rachaad White could probably be dropped, and Webb would drop $75 on to pick him up from IR or from free agency, but no one else would bid. Alan Lazard shouldn't be starting, but he does have Cooper Kupp, Andre Ichivas. So he's got some guys coming back. I think Kupp might take a little bit longer, which is honestly really hurt this team because Kupp was kind of going to be its saving grace. He's got some pieces that he can move around. The Cuckers, who honestly, I feel like Byron, whenever he's in a close matchup with them, always finds a way to lose, which is it's just heartbreaking for the kid. You got to feel for him, especially after the torn ACL, and probably re-tear of the ACL, but knock on wood that never happens. Jerome Ford, tough. Let me know if you need Chubb. I'll take him straight up for Amon-Ra. Zach Charbonnet, he's been good, but I think Kenneth Walker's come back, which he has, Kenneth Walker, so that was a really good handcuff. Amon-Ra and Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans might have kind of lost that Mike Evans role to Chris Godwin this year, which is it's tough to see because Mike Evans is kind of always good, so it's tough to see. Mark Andrews sucks. Dallas Goedert starting as a flex is brutal, although he did have a crazy game last week. I think that's kind of why he's ranked number 1 tight end, but maybe with A.J. Brown out and Devontae Smith out, possibly. That'll give Dallas Goedert kind of wide receiver tight end 1 opportunity. And Jalen Tolbert, again, shouldn't be starting. Jaden Reed, has he had a good game since his first game? I think so. I think he's been having good games. Let's see. So he had 31, 5, 9. All right, so not too good. And he lost Pacheco. That's just tough for my boy Byron. I feel like he's always getting, like his team name cooked. But you hope better for the kid. Playoff Rennie, trying to get a trade going with him is an absolute nightmare. I mean, the kid gives you nothing. All he wants to do is rape you. Brandon, if you're hearing this, go fuck yourself. He has good running backs. The kid does. He knows what he's doing with his running backs. I think he has probably the second best team in the league, unfortunately. With Kamara, Mason, with CMC probably being out for another 6-7 weeks, Jordan Mason's probably the best draft pick so far. Tyreek Hill, I've Waddle, I kind of get it. It's tough. They're just not getting the ball. Like, if he can take a slant 80 yards to the house, so, he still has that upside, but it's just tough to see what happened with, mashed potato brains to Chris Olave. I don't know what's good with Chris Olave. I feel like he's just not that good, maybe. I mean, like, he's a good wide receiver. If he had a better quarterback that loved him more, maybe he'd do better. Zach Ertz shouldn't be starting. Aaron Jones, great. David Montgomery is great. Drake London, Terry McLaurin on the bench. I mean, this team's deep, and that's what you kind of want. But they need a quarterback. They need a tight end if they want to really kind of succeed in this league. So I would try trading some of that depth for a tight end or quarterback. Like I've been trying to do with him, motherfucker. All right. Acoustic appearance. I don't know what that means, nor do I really want to know. This team's kind of hard to look at. You kind of go in, you're like, oh, hey, Josh Allen, Breece Hall, whoa. And then that's really kind of everyone. He's got Zeke, Calvin Ridley, JSN, like, oh, that's tough. And then Sam Laporta, who's just been on the men's this year. I had him last year. I drafted him in like the 18th or 15th, and he was phenomenal. He saved my season, but not this year for Team Webb. I don't know why he said he's kind of back in after kind of seeing this team. I would go back out. Juwan Jennings had like 41 points in his last game, and that's kind of his whole season. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. And Debo on the bench, I guess, but Bucky Irvin, I guess. Like, I don't know, this team's fucking bad. Zeke Elliott shouldn't be starting in any capacity. I think he should actually be a free agent and not be picked up for the whole season. Jonah's scary team whooped my ass last week. I think the team's pretty good, actually. He was getting a lot of kind of hate, but Mahomes, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins I don't know if he drafted him or he added him, but that's a great ad. He drafted him. Look at that. Jamar Chase popped off last week. DJ Moore's pretty decent. Dalton Schultz probably shouldn't be starting as a tight end, but there aren't that many tight ends, and he has Kittle, so it's probably not his fault. T. Higgins will be back to form. He's still a wide receiver too, but Joe Burrow's pretty good, so he'll get him the ball, and he likes him. In Madison, I think he's probably running back one there. He gets the touchdowns, and he gets kind of the pass catching ability, and he gets a couple runs. So I think he's pretty good. He still has T.J. Hawkins coming back. I think this team's top 5 in the league, unfortunately, or fortunately for Jonah. But I think with all the other teams getting decimated by injury, I think this might shake up. Then we have my team, which is just fucking poo. I was lucky that I kind of hit on Jaden Daniels, so I guess that's kind of good. Travis Etienne's been meh. That whole offense, the Jaguars offense, has been meh. I'm happy to get James Conner. I think he's going to be good. Garrett Wilson, I think he'll start turning it up. He plays some hard defenses, but once he and Rodgers kind of get that connection going, I think he might end up being like a end of the year wide receiver 5 type of deal. DK Metcalf, if he has a 60-yard touchdown bomb, then it hits. If he doesn't, which he has been doing, so I'm not mad about it. Donovan Kincaid finally scored a touchdown. I'm happy about that. Hopefully that connection kind of raises. And yeah, Waddle, Ladd McConkey, just tough all around. I have Nick Chubb coming back, so hopefully he comes back to any sort of form, and maybe I can sneak into the playoffs. But my team is no good. George's therapist, Nick Bloor. Yeah, Nick Bloor. Bloor got fucked by McCaffrey, which I feel like he's been getting fucked every year for having the first round pick. I would try not to get the first round pick, or at least not take it from up there. But right, Bloor, Caston had it, took the second. His team's 3-0. I would just have gone with the 4th pick or 3rd pick or something like that. Just the first pick is just, you kind of lose the upside, and I don't feel like all the top 4 or 5 guys kind of are pretty good. Deontay Johnson, I think he's going to play much better. I think Kyler Murray's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for fantasy. Zay Flowers, I don't think he's too good. Nico's been great. His running backs are kind of poo. Joe Mixon's pretty nice. Jameson Williams pretty nice. But that's about it. So, I think this team's better than their record, but I don't think they're that good either. I don't think any of these teams are that good other than Brett's, to be honest, and maybe like Brandon. And then we got Team Bortles, Zot's team, that I think is actually pretty good as well. Burrow, A-Chain, Singletary, Jefferson, Tank Dell, Trey McBride, Josh Jacobs, Chuba Hubbard, really, and Puka. I mean, you really can't go wrong there. I think his team should be much better than the 0-3. I think he's been getting a little fucked. None of his guys are kind of popping up at once. I think Tank Dell is kind of a miss, but I think Trey McBride's going to start playing better. I think, A-Chain kind of needs a little bit of tool, but he's also, he's been able to do it by himself as well. I think he had 7 last week. Singletary's been great. Chuba Hubbard's been great. But once kind of Brooks comes back, he kind of loses him, so maybe they'll get Puka back at that same time. And Josh Jacobs has been pretty good as well. So, this team should be better, and probably we will be. So yeah, that's kind of the teams. I'd probably go with rankings. I'd probably go Brett's first, probably dog shit. The rest of the league. In order, I'd probably go Brett, Brandon, Caston, Jonah, Tej, Zot. I'm trying to do this in my head. Jord, Matty B, Jonah, Belorme. I put myself last because I'm absolutely dookie brown leather. Unless someone wants to trade with me, which would be great. I'll just give you all my guys for nothing. Please do. But yeah, that's kind of me going through it. Again, let me know if you want me to do this again. I'll probably do it at home next time so I can kind of be a little more boisterous and lively. I might do, send some superlatives or something, a survey or something that I can go through. That would be fun to kind of go through what everyone's thoughts are. Just trying to get some life back into this league. I feel like we need it. It's nice kind of seeing everyone on Thursdays and Sundays sometimes, but, just a little kind of juice back, kind of a little bit more of a fantasy vibe. So, yeah, let me know if you want me to do this again. Let me know if you even listen to this. You probably won't hear this. Yeah, and that's it for the song of Ice and Clits.